So in the polynomials, we completed the first exercise, and now I am going to the second exercise. For that, I will just remind you the concept of zero of a polynomial. Zero of a polynomial. See here. This is the function. If we take, say this is a polynomial, say p. Suppose if I am taking 5 here, x is, don't write, see here. 5 minus 5 is 0. So for particular x value, if the answer is 0, then this is called 0 of the polynomial. So 0 of this polynomial is 5. So how to know that 0 of the polynomial is 5? It is very simple. See here. To find the 0 of the polynomial, when this will be 0? When this answer will be 0. At what x value this answer will be 0? That you have to think. So this will be 0 at x is equal to 5. By seeing we can tell. The process is like this. See here. Don't write. For 0 of the polynomial, we have to equate that value to 0. So x minus 5 is equal to 0. Then x is equal to 5. X is equal to 5. This is the 0 of the polynomial. That means 0 of the polynomial we can find by simply equating the given function, the given polynomial to 0, then we will get the x value. This is the first degree. Suppose if it is ax plus b. What is the 0 of the polynomial here? Don't write. Ax plus b is equal to 0. Ax is equal to plus b right side minus b. X is equal to minus b by a. So 0 of the polynomial is minus b by a. Like this first degree we can find the 0 of the polynomial. So write down this first one. Find 0 of the polynomial. 0 of the polynomial p of x is equal to ax plus b. Find 0 of the polynomial p of x is equal to ax plus b. So 0 of the polynomial. Now in second exercise or even later exercises, this is very important concept. Simply equate it to 0, that's all. Equate it to 0, it becomes equation. You know how to solve the equation. Simply we have to find x value. That's all. Right. Next, second degree. See here. If it is a quadratic polynomial, how to find the 0 of the polynomial? Quadratic polynomial, how to find the 0 of the polynomial? Write down second question. Find the 0 of the polynomial p of x is equal to x square minus 5x plus 6. Find the 0 of the polynomial p of x is equal to x square minus 5x plus 6. Students, you please mention your branch names in the chatting. I want to see the branch name. The students from which branch showing interest to attend the classes. So write down the branch name in the chatting. You write your branch name. Okay, see here. This is very important. So 0 of the polynomial means the polynomial should be equated to 0. So when this will be 0, that we have to find. See. What is the polynomial? X square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. Now this is a quadratic equation. So solving the quadratic equation you studied in the lower classes. We have two methods. One is we can factorize it. We have to factorize it. Second method is formula x is equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. We have formula method and factorizing method. So both the methods you studied. And the third method, another method we are going to study in this second exercise. So I will apply the factors method. Just look at it. You have to tell two numbers whose sum is minus 5. Sum should be minus 5 into, if you multiply, we have to get 6. If you add, minus 5 multiply 6. Tell the numbers. Adding we have to get minus 5, multiplying we have to get 6. So minus 3 minus 2. Minus 3 minus 2 is minus 5. Minus 3 into minus 2, minus into minus, plus 3 into 2, 6. So see here, this is not a new concept. You studied in the 8th and 9th classes. So 5 can be written as 3, 2. 5x can be written as minus 3x minus 2x. Minus 3 minus 2 is minus 5. Minus into minus plus 3 into 2 is 6. So 5 is written as 3 and 2. 3 to 5 only. So first two terms x common. Another x remains minus 3. X common. Minus 2 common. X minus 3. See 6 can be written as 2 into 3. Minus common means another we have to write minus, so that minus into minus plus. Now x minus 3 common, x minus 3 common, what is the other number? X minus 2. So x minus 3 is equal to 0, x is equal to 3, x minus 2 is equal to, I will write x minus 3 is equal to 0, x is equal to 3. And x minus 2 is equal to 0, x is equal to 2. So therefore the zeros of the polynomial are 2 and 3. Like this you know this process. Simply equate the polynomial to 0, we will get a quadratic, and solving it we will get the x values. So this is the factorizing method, and whenever if you won't get the factors, I will explain that formula method also. So this is also one example. Write down, find the 0 of the polynomial x square minus 5x plus 6. So 0 of the polynomial, equate the function polynomial to 0. That's all. Here onwards you know. This process you solved many times in lower classes. And again I explained. Those who forget the method, I explained. So take two terms such that their sum should be minus 5 and product should be 6. Write down this and I will explain the another method. Now using the graph also we can find the 0 of the polynomial. Write down, graphical method to find 0 of the polynomial. Graphical method to find the 0 of the polynomial. Graphical method to find the 0 of the polynomial. See here. Same problem I will solve using the graph. Observe this problem carefully. So with this you can complete the second exercise without any difficulty. Simple. First only observe this problem very carefully. This is also not new concept. You studied how to draw the graphs in 9th class. In coordinate geometry, you studied how to draw the graph. I will explain. See here. Take this function as y, because when you are drawing the graph will consist only x and y. So I am taking, instead of, see this is p of x, but instead of p of x I will take it as y. Let us take it as y. Don't write, see here. Don't write See here. See, to draw the graph, what we need to do? See here. The horizontal line, don't write anything, look at the board, draw the horizontal line, that is called x-axis. Horizontal line is called x-axis. Vertical line is called y-axis. You know this, you studied in the 8th class and 9th class. Drawing the horizontal line, that is x-axis. Vertical line is called y-axis. So this point of intersection is called origin. Here it is, the point is 0, 0. So any point in this system will be represented by x value, first x value, then y value. So x values will take like this. 1, 2, x values on x-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. Next, y values here. On y-axis, what we take? Y values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y values negative. Y values. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, like this. So this is the coordinate system. X-axis and y-axis. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, x values. 1, 2, 3, 4, y values, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, y values. So y values, x values. Now, at least few points we have to prepare. How many points? See, more than 3. If 3 is also, if you draw perfectly, 3 points also sufficient. I took 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, take any x value. Take any x value, find the corresponding y values. Suppose if I take x is equal to 0, x is equal to 1, we can take any x values, convenient values. 2, 3, 4, like this. Take some x values, or if you take, we can take minus 1, minus 2 also. Any x values you take and find the y values, corresponding y value. Substitute x value here and get y value and fill this table. Take any x values, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, I took. You take same numbers. Even you can take minus 1 like that also. Now, substitute x is equal to 0. See here, y is equal to x value 0. 0 square minus 5 into at x is equal to 0, what happens? Y is x value 0. 0 square 5 into 0 plus 6 is 6. Y value 6. Y value is 6. That means one point is 0, 6 we got. X value 0, y value 6. Next, take 1. X is equal to 1. X is equal to 1. What happens? See. 1 square, x value 1, minus 5 into 1 plus 6. 1 square is 1, 1 plus 6, 7, 7 minus 5, 2. So we got y value 2, that means 1, 2. Take x is equal to 2. X is equal to 2, y is equal to 2 square minus 5 into 2 plus 6. 2 square 4, 4 plus 6, 10 minus 10. This is 0. So this will be 0. Take x is equal to 3 and substitute. We will get 0. X is equal to 4. 4 square 16 plus 6, 22, 2. We will get like this. So this is 2, x value 2, y value 0, x value 3, y value 0, x value 4, y value 2. This column, this row is not no need. From this also you can directly plot the points on the graph. Now, how to represent the points on the graph? See carefully, don't write. X value 0, y value 6. X value 0 means x value 0, y value 6. Y value 6. See here, this is a point. X value 0, y value 6. X 0 means it is on the y axis. So 0, 6 will be here. x1 y2 x1, see here x1, this is x-axis, x1 y2 y2 x1 x1 y2 x value 1 y value 2, this is the point, x value 1 y value 2, x value 2 y value 0, x value 2 y value 0, y 0 means only on x-axis. So if y is 0, it is on the x-axis. X value 2, y value is 0 only. That means here only. X value 3, y value 0. X value 3, y value 0. X value 4, y value 2. X value 4, y value 2. Y value 2, x value 4. If we join, this is the graph. This is the graph. The points where the graph cuts the x-axis, those are the answers. Graph is cutting the x-axis at what points? Those are the answers. So graph, this y is equal to x square minus 5x plus 6 graph cuts x-axis at what points it is meeting the x-axis? X is equal to 2, x is equal to 3. So it is cutting the x-axis at 2 and 3. These are the answers. I applied another method previously. So we got the same answer, 2 and 3. So this is the procedure, finding the zero of the polynomial using the graphical method. For factorizing method you studied in the lower classes. We solved now. I told once again. And formula method, that if needed we will do that also. Formula method. If you won't get the factors, we have to use the formula method. But if in the question, if it is asked to find the zeros of the polynomial using graph, if it is mentioned, then we have to do. Otherwise, we do the previous method only. We don't draw the graph. If it is mentioned, find the zeros of the polynomial by drawing the graph. Then only we have to do it. So that means, after drawing the graph, where is our answer? First see where the graph is cutting the x-axis. It is cutting the x-axis here. That is our answer. Again coming down and again cutting the x-axis here. That is our answer. Like this. Okay. So, okay, you can copy it. And in the last I will give one statement. Then we go to the next exercise. Write down this as an example. Just only introduction. For understanding purpose, I took one example and I solved it. Now we go to the exercise. Draw this. Again, we will solve some exercise problems so you can clearly you can understand this, and even you can practice it. So whatever the concept is there, I will give it as a formula. Write down. If the graph of y is equal to p of x, if the graph of y is equal to p of x, meets the x-axis, then those x values are zeros of the polynomial p of x. Wherever the graph is meeting the x-axis, so those values are called zeros of the polynomial. Here it is meeting at 2 and 3. So 2 and 3 are the zeros of the polynomial. Depends on the degree, because this is a second degree, at most we will get 2 answers. If it is a third degree, we may get 3 answers. But we don't have third degree problems. But generally I am explaining. As per the degree, we will get number of answers at most. After writing the statement, all of you open your textbook 64 page number. 64 page number. Exercise 3.2, first problem. Exercise 3.2. Write down the first question. We can practice this type of model. So write down. Page number 64. All of you open the textbooks and go for the exercise 3.2. Only 4 problems are given, but in that some bits are given. So first, read the question. The graph of y is equal to p of x. The graphs of y is equal to p of x are given in the figure below. The graphs of y is equal to p of x are given in the figure below. For some polynomial p of for some polynomials p of x. In each case, find the number of zeros of p of x. Find the number of zeros of p of x. See here, number of zeros. Number of zeros means, just in the previous case I gave one definition. If the graph is cutting the x-axis at a one particular point, that is called zero of the polynomial. See here, this is the graph where it is cutting the x-axis, not y-axis. Where it is cutting the x-axis, that is important. So where it is cutting the x-axis, at how many points? At how many points it is cutting the x-axis. See here, this is the graph. Don't write anything. Look at the board. See, the graph is like this. It is cutting the x-axis at one point. Only one point. So how many answers? Only one answer. The graph is cutting the x-axis at one point, so the answer is only 1. So the graph is cutting the x-axis at how many points? Only 1 point. So how many zeros of the polynomial? Number of zeros of the polynomial only 1. Number of zeros of the polynomial is 1. Don't write. Suppose in this graph is cutting the x-axis, not y-axis, only x-axis. At how many points it is cutting the x-axis? So graph started here. It is a cutting x-axis at 1 point. This is the x-axis. See here. This is the x-axis. The graph started here. Maybe continued, but in the textbook it is started from here. It is cutting the x-axis here. Gone here and again cutting the x-axis here. Again gone here, cutting the x-axis here. So how many points it is cutting the x-axis? 3 points. It is cutting the x-axis at 3 points. So how many zeros of the polynomial? 3 zeros of the polynomial. 1, 2, 3. See, the answer is not, see, we are not asked to write the answers. At how many are there? How many means, if it is meeting the x-axis at 3 points, 3. Meeting the x-axis at 2 points, 2. So here it is meeting the x-axis 1, 2, 3, 3. Similarly, see here, don't write. This is the graph, only line. Where it is meeting the x-axis? It is not at all meeting the x-axis. It is not meeting the x-axis. This is not meeting the x-axis. So it is not meeting the x-axis means there is no zero of the polynomial. There is no zero of the polynomial. Answer is 0. So how many zeros of the polynomial? No zeros of the polynomial. It is not cutting the x-axis. It is cutting the y-axis, of course, but we should know where it is cutting the x-axis. If it is cutting the x-axis, that is the answer. If it is not cutting the x-axis, zero of the polynomial doesn't exist. Okay, write down. First question, you write down. I will give a small notes. Write down. The given graph in the given graph line, this is line actually, line does not cut the x-axis. It is not cutting the x-axis. In the given graph, the line does not cut the x-axis. Therefore, number of zeros of the polynomial, number of zeros of the polynomial is equal to 0. No, it is no answer because it is not meeting the x-axis at any point. This is x-axis. If it cuts the x-axis somewhere here, that will be one answer. If it is cutting at 2 points, 2 answer. But it is not at all cutting the x-axis. In the given graph, the line doesn't cut x-axis, so number of zeros of the polynomial is equal to 0. This is the answer. Write down like this. Draw this graph and write this explanation. Only first one you write. Second bit also I will give the notes. In the given graph, the line doesn't cut the x-axis, so therefore number of zeros of the polynomial is nothing but 0. After this, draw this, write down the second problem, second bit. Second bit. Second bit. This is the graph. At how many points the graph is cutting the x-axis? This is the x-axis. So this is cutting the y-axis. We don't want it. If it cutting the x-axis, that is required. So it is cutting the x-axis here. If it is cutting the x-axis at how many points? 1 point. See here. In the given graph, so this is not called a line. This is called a curve. This is called curve. Curve cuts the x-axis at how many points? At 1 point. Right now. Curve cuts the x-axis. Cuts the x-axis at 1 point. See here, 1 point. So if it is curve is cutting the x-axis at 1 point means how many answers? 1 answer. So number of zeros of the polynomial will be 1. Just by seeing the graph, no process, nothing. Just look at the graph. If it is meeting the x-axis at 1 point, 1 is the answer. If it is meeting at 3 points, 3 is the answer. If it is meeting at 2 points, 2 is the answer. If it is not meeting, 0 is the answer. That's all, complete all. So write down this. Second bit, you draw this, or you can draw afterwards also. See the textbook, you draw afterwards. Just write the explanation, that's all. No need of drawing the graph, you can draw afterwards. So in the given graph, the curve, this curve cuts the x-axis at 1 point. At 1 point. So number of zeros of the polynomial is equal to 1. One answer. Write down the question number and write the that statement and answer. That's all. You draw the graph afterwards. Third answer. In the given graph, the curve, this is the curve, cuts the x-axis at how many points? 1, 2, 3. Cuts the x-axis or meets the x-axis. We can write that word also. The curve is meeting the x-axis at 1 point, again up here and again meeting the x-axis at second point and came down, again meeting the x-axis at third point. At how many points it is meeting? At 3 points. So answer is 3, that's all. No need of drawing the diagram. Write this answer 3, that's all. Understand and write the answer. Fourth bit, how many answers you tell? Fourth, fifth, sixth, you do it. In the given graph, see here, this is the graph, this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. So graph is cutting the x-axis at 2 points. So cutting the x-axis at 2 points, number of zeros of the polynomial 2. The graph is cutting the x-axis at 2 points, 1 point, 2 point. Cutting the x-axis at 2 points. So answer, how many answers? 2 answers. Number of zeros of the polynomial 2. So that is the answer right now. 2 points, 2. 3 points, 3. Draw the graph afterwards from the textbook. Just write down this answer. graph is cutting the x-axis at how many points? See here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is the answer? 4. Answer. Write down the statement. You can see here, this graph is cutting the x-axis at 1, 2, 3, 4. Suppose if you take the points A, B, C, D, 4 points. So 4 is the answer. Write down this. Then go to the next one. In the given graph, the curve is meeting the x-axis at 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Number of zeros of the polynomial is equal to 4. Last bit. 6th. See here. 1, 2, 3. How many answers? How many zeros of the polynomial? 3. 1, 2, 3. Say A, B, C. Meeting the x-axis at here, here, here. 3, 3 over. That's all. So first question is over. Then we will continue tomorrow, because this is a graphical method and online class, the graphical method, it is somewhat difficult. So that's why I am going very slow. No problem. So we can complete the syllabus. Okay. So let us stop here. And once again, you do quick revision after the completing of the live classes. You go for the revision. And once again, see, if it is meeting the x-axis at 4 points, 4 is the answer. 3 points, 3 is the answer. That's all. Thank you, students. Have a nice day.